Hello, my name's Jenny Luscombe and I'm a quantum healer, an emotion code practitioner, a body code practitioner and an EFT tapping practitioner. So I'm an alternative therapist, and today I'm going to be talking about the body code therapy, which I've been experimenting with now for about 6 months, and it's an extension to the emotion code which I've been using for quite a few years. So what is it? How and why does it work? And how come? Because it seems to be able to heal people on a physical level, an emotional level, and on a mental level. And why do not many people know about it? Interesting. So the emotion code and the body code, they're both healing modalities that have been brought into the world by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he's put all of this out into the world to use for free, and that's why I was drawn to it. So I'm interested in self-healing. I promote self-healing. I accidentally healed myself of quite a few different things. Years ago I started to work on trauma that was surfacing, and I had a load of suppressed memories that suddenly became clear to me, and it was a very frightening experience, but I went to see a counsellor and I was pointed in the direction of EFT tapping. So I started to have profound shifts of consciousness as soon as I started to use this therapy, and I thought, it doesn't even make sense. How can I be my own therapist? But actually we all can, and that's become what I've built my business on. And it's a natural progression for me to be using the body code now. So you can learn to do it yourself. So I'm going to start with Dr. Bradley Nelson, who is the beautiful human who brought this modality into the world. So his story, very briefly, when he was a child, I can't remember what his health condition was now, but he went to the shiny hospital, and the important doctors in the hospital, they couldn't help him. And there were years of pain where they took him, they tried to heal him, and nothing worked. And it made quite an impression on him. And he couldn't understand what was going on, why that would be that other people went to the hospital and they got better, but he didn't. So kind of in desperation, his parents took him to the hippie doctors in a field, in a caravan, and he went to see them for a few sessions and he got better. And they were using some form of I think they were chiropractors, or it was osteopathy. I can't remember what it was that they were practicing. But anyway, he was hooked, and he, as an adult, he became a chiropractor. And he began to work intuitively with his clients, and he started to receive information for them. And then the emotion code was born, and later the body code. So what the emotion code and the body code does, it's a modality where you can use muscle testing. So you can use kinesiology, muscle testing, to communicate with your body. Anyone can learn to do this. So our consciousness is comprised of our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. So the majority of us have about 10% access to our consciousness, which is the conscious mind. The subconscious mind, which is quite frankly running the show, is about 90% of consciousness. But it depends how much of that consciousness you've excavated. So I've been spending the last 12 years excavating my subconscious mind, using these modalities and quantum healing work, inner child work, parts work, EFT tapping, all the ways that are free for us to investigate ourselves and to get to the bottom of our own problems. So I've started to use the body code quite recently with clients, because it seems to me that more and more people are waking up to their own power, and more people than ever before are acknowledging and realizing that they're actually in control of their own physical health, More and more people are committing to a healing journey with me and with themselves. And I'm promoting people to do that with themselves. So people are starting to see that actually there is no separation between our physical bodies and our emotional bodies and our mental bodies. So our emotion, our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, all of this stuff is connected to our body. There is a mind-body connection that the majority of humanity are not harnessing. So your symptoms, your mental, emotional and physical symptoms are your thoughts, feelings and emotions stuck on a loop. So I want you to start to look at your symptoms that you're experiencing, whether they're mental, beliefs, thought patterns, whether it's emotional, or whether you have physical symptoms of disease, pain, whatever that is, autoimmune conditions. Any physical symptom in the body is a reflection of your inner world. So the thoughts that you're thinking. So the thoughts that you've been thinking for so long that you don't realise you're thinking them. So your subconscious mind, as Dr. Bruce Lipton, another beautiful human, pointed out to us, is just a tape player. The subconscious mind is playing the same thing over and over again on a loop until we notice it and we start to contemplate and wonder, what is going on for me? Why am I thinking this? Why have I got this belief about myself? Why am I so angry all the time? Whatever it is that you're stuck in, and I know you're stuck in it because we all are, it's your subconscious mind showing you through your symptoms. It's your body shouting at you and waving flags at you. There's something that you need to see. There's something you need to listen to acknowledge, to understand, to learn about yourself. I do sometimes translate the messages for people, but I'm much a bigger fan of pointing people in the direction of hearing their own messages and supporting themselves to learn and to understand and to grow from understanding themselves. So I'm here to help you to translate, to look, to listen, to take notice of your symptoms and ask yourself, what is the message? Why is my body giving me this symptom? So if my body had a voice, what would it sound like? Well, it doesn't have a voice, but it communicates with you all the time through your symptoms, through that headache, through that back pain, whatever it is. It's trying to get your attention, and it needs you to focus your attention in a way that you haven't done before. So I'm proposing to you that your symptoms, emotional, mental, physical, are temporary. And I know this because I used to have PTSD, complex PTSD. I used to have postnatal depression. I used to have chronic anxiety. And I used to have chronic pain. And I wasn't a fan of going to the doctor. I never was. I think I intuitively knew that I wasn't going to get the result I was looking for that way. But with the pain, I did seek help. And this was before I was 40. And my doctor said to me, if you have pain like this before you're even 40, it's all downhill from here. I'm afraid that you're going to have that pain forever. I'm now 50. I'm nearly 51. I don't have any pain in my body. I don't have any physical symptoms at all. And in the process of the self-healing journey that I've been on, which has been for a number of years, I accidentally healed my back pain because at the time I didn't know really, I didn't understand the mind-body connection. I didn't understand that by excavating my consciousness, retrieving my traumas, processing them, looking at them, having compassion for my former selves, I didn't realise that that was going to pull the plug out of my pain. I didn't realise that my pain was my negative emotion that I hadn't allowed myself to feel. So I used to be stuck in chronic denial. I didn't look at what had gone on for me. I didn't want to because it was too painful. But as soon as I started to do that and I committed to myself and I committed to my body, my health, my life, the pain started to leave. And in the process of this journey, which I couldn't stop doing, and quite frankly, I did get addicted to self-healing, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but it's been part of my journey. Because I've stuck to it and I've done that and I've built a business on it and I teach other people that, over the course of time, I've also reversed my own aging process. And I also lost weight without even trying to do that. So when you start to self-heal, all the systems of your body start to work with you. Everything starts to work. And I'm not saying it's an easy journey, because it isn't. But which is the easier journey? Doing that and going towards permanent healing, or not doing that and going in the opposite direction of yourself? So I'll leave that question with you. So what the body code does, when a client comes to me, they'll come with their problem, their mental, emotional or physical problem. And then I muscle test for them, because I work online. Sometimes I work face to face, but mainly online. I muscle test and I ask questions on their behalf. Now, that's a bit of a leap for a lot of people. I could muscle test somebody. I could do the arm test, the fingers. I actually choose to use the sway test. So I stand up straight, and then for a yes answer, I get a forward sway. For a no answer, I get a backward sway. And it actually took me a couple of years to fully trust that. A number of things happened and spontaneous healings occurred for myself, for my daughter, for people that I was practicing on, for me to realise that I'd done it. I'd started to understand how to receive answers. So I know not everybody believes in this, but we're all connected. Most people at this point don't realise that we are all one. We're all connected. So you might have heard of oneness. We're all the same being. We're all fragments of source consciousness. So we think we're separated from each other. We think we're disconnected, but actually we've lost the ability to connect on the quantum level. So anyway, when I connect with someone's energy on the quantum level, I access their subconscious mind, and then I can receive through my body yes and no answers on their behalf. So that's happening. So when someone comes with their issue, I will ask, okay, what do we need to address for this person for their healing journey? What is the thing that we need to see? And I'm speaking directly to their body, which is their subconscious mind. And in the body code book, there is a chapter which gives you the map, the body code map. So basically, through yes-no questioning, I am directed through their body. So I might be directed to their organs, to their glands, to their tissues of their body. There might be pathogens, there might be toxins, it could be circuits, so any of the systems. So as soon as I get the correct chapter, so for example, systems, it might send me to the digestive system, it might send me to the reproductive system or the urinary system. For example, if I get sent to the glands, maybe it's the ovaries or the pituitary gland or the hypothalamus. There are many, many glands. Now, I'm not medically trained, and I don't claim to be, and I don't need to be, and no one needs to be. So the body code and the emotion code are systems that have been put out into the world for free for anyone to learn, and I'm not on commission. I just want to live in a world where people can do this and people are empowered, and they're not giving their power away to an external source that claims to know more than them. Because that's unlikely, quite frankly. I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor. I'm saying listen to yourself as well. Listen to many voices out there. So I can be directed through a person's subconscious mind, through a person's body, and I can identify where it is in the body that there is trapped emotion and there is limiting belief held in the cells of the body. So I'm currently working with somebody who has Huntington's disease, and we're gradually lessening her symptoms. I've just helped a lady release knee pain, which she's had for 12 years. I healed someone's cat of a tumour recently. Now, the interesting situation that we have is that whether we like it or not, doctors are programming us. My doctor, whether it was conscious or not, like, he told me that I would have back pain forever. Now, as it turned out, it wasn't true. He might have believed that that's true, and that's fair enough. That's an opinion. I didn't believe that when he told me. Now, if I had believed that, I wonder where I would now be. Would I still be in chronic pain 11 years later? Now, a few things have happened right in front of my face in my life for me to see that people are being programmed by their doctor. A friend of mine believed a doctor who told him that by the time you hit your 50s, that's when all the health conditions kick in. And then by the time he got to his 50s, he developed diabetes. I also have a friend who, when she was in her 20s, she unfortunately received a diagnosis of an autoimmune disease of the liver. And her medical team told her at that time, in her 20s, that it was likely that she would need a liver transplant by the time she was 40. Now, by the time she got to the age of 40, literally that year, she ended up in a coma in hospital, which led to quite a few months of difficulty, which then resulted in her having a liver transplant. Interesting. So, we need to be careful what we take in as true. So, there's a lot going on in the world regarding pharma and medication. The systems are keeping us sick, and it doesn't seem like they're for us. And it's a very blanket statement, because obviously there are medical professionals out there who have got our best interests, and I'm interested in an integrative approach where medical science is blended with energy work, and where everyone's minds are open and they're not trapped in a box that they can't get out of, not incorporating other opinions into their schema. So I'm interested in integration. I'm not interested in separation. I'm interested in unity. I also know someone who helped a huge amount of people who were struggling with cancer, who wanted an alternative opinion about their symptoms and an alternative approach to helping them heal. Now, this person made a YouTube video about that and the success that he'd had, and he was arrested. And I wonder why that was. So when he went to court, along with his documents, he took a lot of testimonials, a lot. I think it was something like 60 testimonials. And he also took his kids, because he was a single parent. Now, the judge said to him, even though he had all these testimonials of people that he had helped facilitate the healing of for their cancer symptoms, the judge said to him, if I had my way, I would lock you up and throw away the key. but you have children to support. And that's the only reason that he didn't go to prison for what he was doing. Why is that? So, medication can be a good thing. Sometimes it lifts you up and it puts you down higher up than you were. Sometimes it helps you cope with life. It's not a bad thing at all. I think it's not a good thing when that's all there is, when that's the only option that you are offered. And I actually believe that your physical symptoms are the healing mechanism, and it's what you need to move towards instead of away from. So, for example, if you take painkillers, the pain is dulled. You can no longer hear the pain. You can no longer feel the pain. Now, that's not a solution to your pain. It's like a sticking plaster over the top. Now, I help people to tune into their pain. I help people to tune into their symptoms, emotional, mental, physical. And when you do that, you receive the message that the body wanted you to know. And there are multiple messages. And this is the best way to do this is to make this a practice. Because by the time we come to our senses and we realise what's really going on, we have chronic issues, and the world is full of people with chronic issues. You probably have a chronic issue. If you're watching this right now, you're probably surrounded with other people who have chronic issues. So if you have chronic issues or multiple symptoms, it's because you didn't hear the message when you first got sick. So your body gave you another one. It was shouting louder. And then your body gave you another one. It was shouting even louder at you. And then your body gave you another one. So when you have multiple symptoms at the same time, it's likely that they're all vibrating at the same frequency. So you can actually start to collapse all of your health conditions at the same time. That's totally possible. So you can use the body code to direct yourself to exactly where you need to go in your body, to hear the message that you need to hear. So there can be trapped emotions there can be resistant thoughts, limiting beliefs. It's absolutely blown me away, and for me it's one of the most powerful therapies that I've found and that I'm using. And it's early days yet, but sometimes people feel instant relief. Instant. So you release the emotion for them, or the limiting beliefs, from the tissues, from the glands, from the organs, from the bones, like wherever it is, the skeleton, the spine, your cranial bone, like, and suddenly they're not feeling the pain anymore, or they feel completely different. So a lot of people are kind of tuning into like what's going on in the world right now. It feels like a sort of good versus evil, God versus Satan scenario going on. To simplify that, from my perspective, is on the light side of things, it's you and your personal power and your own light. On the darker side of things, it's the absence of that. So there's you over here in your power with yourself, whatever you're going through, however bad and difficult it feels, you're with yourself, you're listening to yourself, you're helping yourself find your own solutions, you're believing in yourself. On the other side of things, you've been taken away from yourself. You've been separated from yourself. So are you connected or are you disconnected? Are you with yourself? Or have you separated from yourself entirely? Now, one of these is going to sound more familiar to you. We can be with ourselves, we can believe in ourselves and our own power, we can listen to alternative viewpoints and take them on as our own. We could listen to the mainstream viewpoint and take that on as our own. We have free will, and that's what this is all about. Free will is over here. The abandonment of free will is over here. So if we give our power away to an external authority that deems to know better than us, we've given away our power. We've handed over our lives and our hope and any kind of internal motivation, sense of ourselves, sense of our own power. We've given it away to someone else, believing what we're told. It's not always correct. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So, your symptoms are temporary. The way that they become permanent is when we don't listen to them. So think about your symptoms. How long have you had them? If you believe that your body is against you and you've given up, that's fair enough. I get that, and I've been there. But if you believe that your body is against you and your symptoms are against you, you will turn away from your symptoms. And maybe, that's where addictions come from. People will drink the wine, smoke the cigarettes, all the human stuff things that we do. When we turn away from ourselves and we go in the opposite direction of ourselves, we're getting further and further away from permanent healing. As soon as we start to bring ourselves closer and to listen and to look at what we've been through in our lives, and we let ourselves feel and react to what's gone on for us, we start to realise we've got good reason. We've got good, valid reasons to have the things, the problems, the situations that we're in. We've got good, valid reasons. We need to let ourselves be in the situation that we're in, because then you're meeting yourself, you're with yourself. It leads to permanent healing if you stick to that. So, you can learn to do it yourself. I can help you if you wish. I want to live in a world where people are empowered, where people are not depending on others. We need to depend on others. It's a balance. Interdependence is the way forward. Not codependence, not narcissism. Interdependence. Healthy dependence on a team, on a connected group of people that have each other's best interests. Tribe. That's what we're all looking for, ultimately. So more and more people are moving towards this kind of therapy. If you would like more information about the body code or the emotion code or EFT tapping or muscle testing training or quantum healing, if you'd like to learn how to use partswork, which is really simple and mind-blowing, how quickly you can heal if you're using that yourself, or innerchildwork, equally as powerful. If you start to use these things as a practice, you can be your own guru. But I'm here to help you and point you in that direction. So I do therapy sessions and I do training sessions to help people learn how to do that. I work mainly one-to-one, sometimes with groups. And this weekend I'm going to be at a festival called Stand in the Light, where I'm going to be doing taster sessions in the body code. I'm going to be talking on Telegram on Holistic Radio UK. I also have a self-healing course if you're interested. There's 7 videos where I teach you how to connect with yourself. Now, I do have on my website, I have my full prices, but I'd like everyone to know that I'm doing pay what you can at the moment. And I've never been so busy, and it is absolutely fantastic. And it doesn't really work for the logical mind. Like, how do you make your business take off by giving discounts? But, you know, it works. It's happening. So if you're interested in paying any price for the course, it's already written. It's not, there's no work for me to do on it anymore. I want people to be self-healing. So just approach me and name your price and it's yours. And it's the same for sessions. So my website, all the information is below the video. And my website is JennyLuscombeEFT.co.uk. If you're interested in the course, JennyLuscombeEFT.co.uk/courses. So, if you like what you've heard today, I'll be making more videos with free advice that you can take if you want to, but you don't have to. And many opinions are available, so please listen to as many of those as you can. If you like what you've heard here today, then like and subscribe. Lots of love to you.